In a statement on Friday, LeBlanc said, quote, "The strong and long-standing partnership between Canada and Mexico is critical to the strength of the North American economy." With me now is Julian Karaguesian, former special advisor at the Ministry of Finance. Julian, good evening and thanks for your time.
Thank you, Akshay.
So this mission to Mexico represents a significant bilateral effort given the untapped potential in our partnership. What specific opportunities lie here, Julian?
At a very high level, you've got two markets. One is 130 million people and about the 10th largest economy in the world. Another one is about a 2.3 trillion US dollar, 3.1 trillion Canadian dollar economy with 41 million people. And so we do, as the guest you just had on said, it does look like the head of Mickey Mouse, two ears attached to a head. And the potential is there's lots of increased potential in agriculture for Canada, in advanced manufacturing, like modular nuclear reactors. Right across the board, there are big opportunities to expand the relationship, which has to date looked like two appendages on a big U.S. hub. And since the 1990s, Mexico has gone from being a, in quotation marks, a so-called developing country to being a very modern, advanced economy and plugged into global production networks, and Canada could tap into that.
Okay, let's discuss the uncertainty surrounding the CUSMA review. What are the Plan B options here for Canada and Mexico to safeguard their deeply integrated supply chains and interests because of that uncertainty revolving around the U.S.?
I think the key thing, and it's going to be very tough to stick to, is to maintain a united front and not allow any kind of divide and rule by the Trump administration. And again, it's, we've seen Mexico cooperating closely with the United States, as Canada has, but we have our U.S. partner, which is by far the biggest of the three and bigger than the two combined by a factor, by a large factor. We have this divide and rule play, and the plan is to withstand this and to convince Washington that we're better off as one big trading bloc rather than two bilateral deals or three bilateral deals, yeah. Canada, U.S., Canada, Mexico, and U.S., Mexico.
Speaking of deals, how soon do you think we can see deals finalized with Mexico and have them take effect in Canada's trade, and what potential impact, positive impact, it'll have on the Canadian economy?
Well, I think we could have a deal this year. I think both parties have a new, very powerful incentive to make a deal that didn't really exist before, because the path of least resistance was to just sell into the immense U.S. market and to import from the U.S. market. So the incentive is there. I think the political will from the Prime Minister and President Sheinbaum is there. Now, the benefits will take longer, but markets adapt quickly. We could start seeing benefits in 2027 and beyond of an expanded relationship.
Okay, we'll leave it at that then. Appreciate you joining us this evening. Julian Karaguesian, former special advisor at the Ministry of Finance. Thank you, Julian.
Thank you for having me, Akshay.